Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that everything you've worked for, every penny you've saved, has simply vanished. Retirement funds meticulously planned for golden years. College funds painstakingly saved for children's futures. Every last bit of your financial safety net vanished overnight, leaving you with nothing but empty accounts and a crushing sense of betrayal. This nightmare, a scenario most people only fear in their darkest moments, became a devastating reality for thousands of unsuspecting individuals. All of them placed their trust, their hopes, and their life savings in the hands of one man, Bernard L. Madoff. Madoff wasn't some shadowy back-alley con artist. He was a Wall Street legend, a respected figure in the heart of the financial world. He was a former NASDAQ chairman, someone who had reached the pinnacle of the financial industry. And beyond his professional achievements, he was also a celebrated philanthropist, known for his generous contributions to various causes. People practically begged to invest with him, clamoring for a piece of what they believed was a guaranteed path to wealth. They were drawn in by his impeccable reputation and the perceived exclusivity of his firm, a place that seemed to operate on a higher plane than the rest of Wall Street. You couldn't just walk in off the street, you needed connections, an introduction from someone already within his inner circle. This air of secrecy and privilege made it feel less like an investment firm and more like an elite club, accessible only to a select few. Madoff's undeniable charm and seemingly steady hand at the helm made him appear to be the safest, most reliable bet in the often turbulent world of finance. His clients weren't naive or unsophisticated, they were highly successful individuals. Business executives, celebrities, seasoned financial professionals, all utterly convinced that their money was not only safe, but also thriving in the best possible hands. Madoff's pioneering work in the development of electronic trading platforms only served to further enhance his credibility and solidify his image as a financial visionary. Year after year, his clients saw consistent, impressive returns on their investments, never a down period, even during times of market volatility and economic uncertainty. Friends and family members vouched for him, sharing their own success stories and positive experiences, fueling a powerful wave of social proof that was nearly impossible to resist. The allure of joining this exclusive circle, the promise of guaranteed returns, blinded nearly everyone to the unsettling truth that lay hidden beneath the surface. Beneath the carefully constructed facade of success and legitimacy, the man they trusted implicitly was secretly orchestrating the largest and most audacious financial fraud in the history of the United States. The illusion of safety, the carefully cultivated image of trustworthiness, was his most potent and devastating weapon. Bernie Madoff, a name now synonymous with financial deceit, masterfully constructed an elaborate scheme. He promised steady, positive returns, a beacon of stability in an often turbulent market. Returns consistently in the range of 10 to 12% year after year, a predictable and alluring outcome. This was regardless of the overall performance of the market. No matter the market's ups and downs. In reality, such unwavering consistency is statistically impossible. It defies the very nature of financial markets. Markets are inherently volatile, subject to fluctuations and unforeseen events. But his clients, blinded by the allure of consistent gains, saw only profits. The secret to maintaining this illusion? Extreme secrecy and a veil of mystery. Madoff claimed to employ a proprietary split-strike conversion strategy, a complex-sounding term, but he never revealed the specific details of how it worked, keeping investors in the dark. Any questions about his methods were met with vague jargon or outright resistance, effectively shutting down any scrutiny. The victims of this deception ranged from everyday individuals like teachers and retirees, to high-profile celebrities and even major financial institutions. Even charities and foundations, organizations dedicated to good causes, ultimately lost everything they had entrusted to Madoff. Madoff didn't need to advertise, his satisfied clients did the work for him, enthusiastically spreading the word and drawing in ever-increasing amounts of money. The entire scheme thrived on a constant influx of new investments, a critical component for its survival. This new money was used to pay off earlier clients, creating the illusion of legitimate returns. As long as new money continued to flow in without interruption, the carefully constructed illusion of success and stability held firm, and for decades, against all odds, it actually worked, a testament to the power of deception. But inevitably, the cracks in this elaborate facade began to show, revealing the truth beneath. The seemingly impenetrable fortress of Madoff's empire was, in truth, nothing more than a fragile house of cards, destined to collapse under its own weight. At its core, Madoff's operation was a classic Ponzi scheme. He never invested clients' money. Instead, he pooled it in a single bank account. Withdrawals were paid with new investors' cash, not profits. Fake account statements and trade confirmations gave the illusion of real investments. His team retroactively created trades to show steady gains. The entire operation depended on a steady stream of new money. Even regulators were fooled. Madoff charmed SEC examiners and provided convincing fake documents. When asked for proof, he claimed trades were done overseas, dodging scrutiny. The fraud grew, unchecked, for decades. Every Ponzi scheme, regardless of its scale or sophistication, harbors a fundamental, unavoidable weakness. It demands a constant influx of new money from new investors to sustain itself. Without it, the entire structure crumbles. In 2008, the global financial crisis sent shockwaves through the world economy. Markets crashed dramatically, wiping out billions in value. Panic gripped investors, and they rushed to withdraw their funds, seeking safety amidst the turmoil. Suddenly, Madoff, who had been promising consistent returns, couldn't keep up with the massive outflow of money. Redemption requests soared to an astounding $7 billion, a sum far exceeding his legitimate holdings. It was money he simply didn't have, because it never truly existed. The illusion, meticulously crafted over decades, finally collapsed under its own weight. In a moment of reckoning, Madoff confessed the truth to his sons. He revealed that it was all a lie, a massive Ponzi scheme of unimaginable proportions. His sons, stunned and horrified by the revelation, immediately alerted authorities. And the very next day, the wheels of justice began to turn swiftly. The FBI arrived and arrested Madoff, bringing an end to his decades-long deception. The fallout from Madoff's scheme was catastrophic, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Thousands of individuals, families, and institutions lost everything they had invested. Charities, which relied on Madoff's supposed investment prowess, families who had entrusted their life savings to him, and institutions that managed endowments and pension funds were completely wiped out. The betrayal ran deep, shattering trust in the financial system. It was not just a financial loss, but a profound personal and systemic failure that shook the foundations of the financial world. The man who was once seen as a financial savior, a respected leader in the industry, was now exposed as the face of utter ruin and devastation. The magic was gone, the illusion shattered into a million pieces. All that remained was the stark reality of widespread financial devastation. The Madoff scandal is a stark warning. Fraud can thrive anywhere, fooling even the experts. If an investment seems too good to be true, it probably is. Scammers prey on greed, fear, and the desire for exclusivity. Today's fraudsters may use new tools, crypto, social media, but the psychology is the same. Protect yourself, ask questions, demand transparency, and insist on third-party custody of your assets. Never put all your money in one place, no matter how safe it seems. The real lesson isn't just about one criminal. It's about the dangers of blind trust. Financial security is your responsibility. Do your own due diligence. There are no shortcuts in finance. Remember the victims and let their loss be your lesson.